Good morning. We're gonna try to start getting back into streaming some practice again. I tried to get started with this in the summer, but couldn't quite get consistent. So I'm gonna try and make this a few times a week type of thing, and get used to playing on camera a little bit more as well. So today we're not doing anything fancy. We're just gonna start with some scales, some technique, some chord scales, stuff like that to warm up. And then we're gonna look at Etude 7 from Opus 60, the kind of tremolo-y sounding type study. And then a Divertimento by Giuliani. That's gonna be the main focus of what we get on to today. So let's just jump right into it. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is just warming up, trying to get my hands looser and synchronized. So I just start in position 5 on string 3, and I just play half steps. So. Then I like to do the same thing, just starting with my pinky finger instead, because I just feel like it helps get my hand used to kind of being in a position that favors this pinky a little bit more. So the bad habit I'm trying to break this week, or for the last little while in my playing, is taking my fingers on my left hand too far away from the strings or completely off the strings when I'm changing chords or moving around. And it's just like extra movement that I, for some reason, built in when I was a beginner, and like I've cut out in scales but not in chords. So like I'm not doing that with my scales anymore because I've really focused on it. But with my chords, there's just kind of habitual like laziness where I play, take my hands off, and especially in Opus 60, which I've been working on, it's just making my changes too slow. And a little bit more inaccurate than I would like them to be. So the next exercise is kind of like a pseudo chromatic type thing, in the sense that it's not an actual chromatic scale, but we're just going to be going up in half steps on the one string and then just jumping to the next string down. So I'm going to start here in position 5 on this A, and then I'm going to just play chromatically A sharp, B, C, and then I'm going to switch to the next string and play this D here, and I'm just going to go up following that pattern. And the kind of thing I'm working on with this exercise is holding on to the string here, like I'm keeping everything down, and then as I move down, it just kind of keeps the left hand from coming out away, which is, like I said, I've been struggling with my hand kind of doing this too much when I'm playing. So this exercise where we start and we just move up in half steps, holding down our fingers, but not putting any tension into them. It's a really good exercise for kind of training you to move these fingers independently and lightly. I've noticed that as I try to relax my playing, I actually have so much tension in my hand that I'll shake or quiver a little bit if I try to play relaxed. So it's something that takes a long time to undo, at least for me. So with all of my technique drills, or if I'm working on a tricky part of a piece, I like to try and do things 3 to 5 sets, kind of applying I used to do track and field, so the idea of doing things in intervals and sets, kind of like a bodybuilder training their muscles, has kind of been an adaptation I've tried to do to my playing. We'll just do one more set of this. My hands are still a little bit cold. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is, this is an exercise I've actually been considering taking out of practicing. Just like it's a fixed finger type of independence exercise from pumping nylon. So what we're doing here is we're just anchoring all of our fingers on the G string. And I'm not really pushing down. So there's not a lot of tension, but I am touching the string. And then for the first variation, we're just moving one finger. So we start, I'm just going to go with my index and trying to brush the strings almost as I'm moving my finger. Because with this exercise especially is one of the areas where I was having way too much movement in my left hand. And you can see that little shake or quiver in my finger as I'm trying to move it without the tension that I'm used to having there. The main thing about reducing tension is it makes your music sound better, but it also makes everything a lot less painful. I used to have a lot of pain in my hands, most of my right hand, if I'm playing really tight. So relaxing is going to help you practice longer, perform longer, play longer, both in terms of your career longevity and just your daily practice sessions. The other thing I've changed recently is I'm holding the guitar just a little bit more to the left than I used to. And that just makes things a little bit easier. And then we've got third finger here, which I find may be the most difficult finger for me now. It used to be my pinky, but this guy, we struggle a bit. So we do string 5 twice, string 2 twice, and then 6, 1 twice, like that. And I've been doing this exercise since I got pumping nylon a year or so after I started playing guitar. So 9 years I've been doing this type of exercise. So it did not used to feel or look this relaxed. So I would, as I teach students now, I really try to emphasize relaxation and positioning so that you don't have to break these bad habits like me 10 years into your playing journey. And sometimes I'll do a couple extra on this finger because it's kind of historically a little bit weaker for me. But one of the drills we do now has really improved that, and that is doing legato every day. So now I do, we'll get to that drill in a minute, but so our next drill is a variation on that fixed finger exercise. And so what we're going to look at here, again, we're in 5th position and we're anchoring on this 3rd string, the G string. So the first note I'm going to play is a D sharp with my 2nd finger, and then I'm going to play a D. So I'm going to go, and then I come up and play F, E, D sharp, D, F, E. So I'm jumping like this, and then going to the 6th string and the top string like this. And the key is to do this with as little tension in the rest of your hand as you can. So it's just nice and relaxed. Okay, and then we're going to fix the 4th finger and 1st finger, and now we move the middle 2 fingers. So we start on the 3rd finger here on the 5th string, and then 2nd finger. So it's just exchanging like this. And again, this is probably the most difficult combination, where we have these 2 fingers here. They share a tendon, so physiologically they're more difficult to move independently. And I'm lucky that my current teacher, Mark, is very good at being aware of the mechanics of these types of things. And he's more of a shredder than me, so that really helps. So this exercise is a great exercise, but it is also somewhere where tension is really easy to let creep in. So you don't want that to happen. So then we're going to fix the first two fingers here. And now we're going to just move 4 and 3. And I'm trying to keep my wrist pretty static and just move my fingers. The tendency is, when I was doing this earlier, is really swinging my whole arm, trying to get into this position. And you can see, even with these two fingers that are very difficult, you don't need to move at all. And I don't have very big hands, and this is a standard scale. So this is achievable for most people, not everyone, some people. But again, you don't have to have huge hands to do this. It's just kind of about knowing where you're positioned. And I've tried to bias things now a little bit more, so the pinky gets a bit of a favored position, and the index, which is stronger motor-wise, it can reach back. So this is very comfortable. So you don't really want any movement. So a great way to practice this is, I used to use a full-length mirror, and I would watch my fingers in the full-length mirror and make sure my wrist is staying still here, and I'm not moving my arm around wildly to try and get my fingers into this position, because that's kind of the tendency, is things are more stiff, and you're not really actually moving the fingers independently, you're moving your whole arm. So that's going to create difficulty with playing chords. So this is probably the most difficult of the fixed finger combinations, just because it's tricky to reach from here to here. That's the part that I find sort of awkward. This is not so bad, but this one, for my hand, is pretty awkward. Okay, so then the next one we do is fingers 4 and 2, which is pretty comfortable. You see I missed there, so you just gotta listen when you're playing a lot. Like, if you make a mistake, you should pay attention to what happens and why you're making the mistake. So for me lately, most of the reason that I'm making a mistake is because of tension and trying to relax, and then missing because it's like my body's used to making movements with a certain degree of force. Okay, you might want to, as you're doing this drill, take your hands off the neck every once in a while, just to relax, because you might get a bit of a burny feeling in the muscle here, which is, I think that's okay. You don't really want any tension or pain like through any of these pieces. So then the next one we're going to do is the easiest combination of fingers, and that's 3 and 1. These are kind of the dominant, like most easy to use combination here. So I would say start with the position favoring being able to do the more difficult position, and then this easy one is going to feel that much easier. this usually only takes me about 15 minutes. It took me about 20 today because I was talking. So that's kind of, if you do all these exercises together, they're only going to take you 10 to 15 minutes. Less or more, they'll take longer for each exercise when you're first learning them. Like you'll probably only get through one of these or two of these at the beginning, whereas we did 4. Okay, so now we're going to do some chromatic scales. So I like to do chromatic scales fairly slowly still, because I'm not that comfortable with shifts when I have to shift up past the body of the guitar. So we're going to start with a 5-string root. So our root is going to be D. So we're going to play 2 octaves starting on D. So I'm going to play 8th notes at 120 for this chromatic scale. So you could do it in 16ths at 60, but I find as the metronome gets that slow, it's just a little bit more difficult. So if we start at 120 for this, you could start it at 70 and play 8th notes, or 70 and play quarter notes if you need to. That's where I started with chromatics. So we go. So I made the issue that I'm trying to fix is when I shifted back, my left hand was completely off the strings. So we're going to try and keep it touching. There we go. Okay, so then that's 3 times through, so we'll do it 2 more times. This scale is pretty comfortable for me now. I've practiced it a lot. And with my right hand, all I'm doing is alternating index and middle. So I'm starting on my index finger. It doesn't matter which one you start on, just make sure you're doing it consciously. So you can start on your middle if you like, but I got to go index, middle, index, middle. So it's going to go. Oops. Okay, last time. Okay, so now we're going to do the 3-octave chromatic scale. And the 3-octave scale, 3 octaves is a lot more difficult because the last octave is entirely on one string. So it's a lot of shifting. So we're going to start on A. So the 5th position A here. And we're going to play all the way up to here. This high A is our 3rd octave. So we're going to go. So when you're learning this scale, it's best to learn it in octaves. So like, just start with this first section and just practice that much. And then once you can play that much, you're going to start next octave. Like that. And then the last octave is the most difficult. I would practice this one a lot more when I was learning this, and still do. When I start on this high A, I mean this A here, and we're going to go to the high A up here. So we go. So it's really that section that is going to give you the most difficulty. So I missed the top note there. So that will mean I need to practice that more, because I muted the high A when I got there. So I like to just try to go through this top octave a little bit on its own, like this. Okay, so then if we start here, we should be able to get through the whole thing now. So when I'm playing the very top of this scale, I'm still not happy with where my left hand wrist position is. So that'll be something to pay attention to in the higher octave here. Okay, so that's what I do for chromatic scales. So 2 octave to warm up the chromatics with the D here. So just, this is a lot easier. So I like to do it first. And the main difference is you're not going up past the body of the guitar with that scale. And then the A, 3 octave chromatic, is quite a bit more difficult because you're going to the second highest note on the guitar here. And if you have a standard guitar with no cutaway and no raised fingerboard like this guitar, you'll run into a little bit of difficulty there. It's definitely doable though. And I do notice a huge difference with my cutaway guitar. I don't like how it sounds compared to the regular guitar here. Okay, so next exercise is legato. So this is the first legato exercise of 3 that we're gonna do. So the first one is we start with a hammer-on pull-off, like that, and then on the next string, you're gonna do pull-off, so it's so that's what it sounds like. It's in 3, but we're gonna do each. It's gonna be a triplet. It's not gonna be split up into 3 quarter notes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with a hammer-on from F to F sharp. We're just gonna go like that, and then pull off back to F, and then we go up to the next string here, and we're gonna start on the B and pull off to B flat. So it's going to be like this. kind of a cycle where we go. Like that. Oops. So that's a good exercise. This is also from pumping nylon. It's one of Scott Tennant's warm-up exercises. And he says it's the most important of the legato ones that he has in his book. So again, slowed down, we just go F to F sharp and back, and then we go the other way. Okay, so that's a little bit easier with our index and middle finger. And then I find the hardest combination still to probably be my middle two fingers. So we're going to go. And see how my index finger is still a little bit tight there? That's what you don't want to have happen. So we want to try and relax that. Okay, so then we go to third and fourth finger, same thing. This is something that when you first start learning it, it's good to practice it very slowly. I've been doing this for about 6 weeks now, almost daily. And I've increased from about 70 to this is 120 right now for the triplet. Okay, so now we are going to go to an easier combination, which is our first and third finger. So again, we start with the hammer on and then pull off. I missed that fifth string that time. So again, try and keep yourself relaxed as you move across the strings. So now we're going to do our second and fourth finger. So frets 2 and 4. Okay, so again, with this combination here and the middle two fingers, I still get this thing where my index finger wants to pull back. So I've really been focused on trying to relax that in the last couple of weeks, and it has made a big difference, but it's still more energy in that part of my hand than I need to be doing what I'm doing here. But it's like as I go to hammer on, this part of my hand tightens up to activate this muscle. And that's just like a reflexive thing that I've gotten a bad habit of doing. You don't need to activate this part of your finger here to move this one. So it's possible to just go. And then as I get to the upper strings, that's where that tension starts to creep in. the last combination is 1 and 4, which isn't too bad. Okay, so now that we've done some chromatic scales and some legato, before I go on to playing my actual alternate finger picking scales, I like to do my chord scales next. And I don't usually do them with a metronome, at least right now, for the way I've been practicing them. I've been more so trying to understand positionally how to play a whole diatonic progression in one spot on the neck, trying to only use the top 4 strings. And you can't always do that. So sometimes you'll have to drop down and use the 5th string. But you can pretty much do, your voice leading is not going to be very nice though with that. So the next kind of step that I'm trying to work on is using shell chords to kind of figure out how to move with a nice clean voice leading. But before I was able to do that, I spent probably 6 months working on my chord scales. So this is what I do. I do it in about 6 keys right now. I don't usually do a lot of flats or anything more than E major in terms of sharps. So it's usually like 2 flats to 4 sharps is the keys I've been practicing. And you can practice more, but I just find it's a little bit overwhelming in terms of the information. So today, since we're streaming, we'll do it in C, okay? That's the easiest key to start in. G is maybe easier to play on the guitar, some of the shapes, but C is easier conceptually. So we're gonna start with just playing a C chord on the top 4 strings. So we go C, D minor. So for this first position here, I'm going to try and use open strings to play my chord scales. So I'm only fretting 2 strings here. So I'm using E, playing it E, G, C, E. And we don't really need this top E, but just to have all 4 strings there, we're repeating the E. And then we play just your standard D minor shape that you would see commonly. And then we go E minor, just fretting the E, F major, and then I know it's not a triad, but I like to use the dominant when I'm playing chord scales, just to get used to hearing the dominant. So we're gonna play a G7, A minor, and then a B diminished. Again, not a triad, but I just have been playing diminished 7 chords to get used to what they sound like going from B diminished to C. So you can hear how this wants to pull to there. So I like to go through now so that's 1 position. So we're going to do 5 of those positions, and then we do all the 7th chords. So now that we've looked at all the chords, just play through them like 3 to 5 times, nice and slowly, until you can kind of comfortably just go C, D minor, E minor, F, G7, A minor, B diminished, C. So this might take 20 minutes just to do 1 position when you first start. It took me a long time, and I had to write them all out in every key. I went through and wrote them out. And now I can do them in any key without having to look at my chart that I made. But I did have to make a chart. Okay, so now that we've done our C chord scale with our open strings, we're going to just move up to then the first place where we have to play all fretted notes to get our C major chord. Okay, so we go just up to here, and we're just playing the top part of this bar chord C shape that you would use for Cage. I think this would be called the A shape, though, in Cage. I just think of it as a C here. So we've got C, and then just drop back and use 3 strings here to play D minor, because I find it really uncomfortable to try and catch this extra note up here, this extra A, and it doesn't add a lot for me in terms of what I'm hearing. So I'll just play this chord just as 3 notes, because to get this up here, like, is quite fine if you're playing a different minor chord. But I find playing a D minor chord that way really, really, really uncomfortable. So I just play that. So we go C to D, and we're gonna try and keep, there's that bad habit I was talking about trying to break earlier. So when I went from C, I took my hand completely off the neck, like I could wave to you in the middle there. So you actually want to go C, D, and I'm not lifting my fingers really at all. That's better. E minor, and then F major, G7, A minor. Again, I just use the top 3 strings here for this minor chord. So we go A, and then we've got our B diminished, C. So again, we can go through those fairly quickly once you know them. It's just C, E minor, F, G7, A minor, B diminished, C, C, D minor, E minor, F major, G7, A minor, B diminished, C. Okay, so now we're going to go up to the next position where we have this C. So we go C, D minor, E minor. It's the same as what we used for the D. F major, G7, A minor, B diminished, C, C, D minor, E minor, F major, G7, A minor, B diminished, C. So again, it might take you a couple days or a week to learn each position to the point where you can do it. Now I can do it without thinking about it while talking, which I couldn't do 6 months ago. I had it all written down, had to constantly be looking up at my chart to see where I'm supposed to go next. But if you practice it every day, you'll pretty quickly get to this point. And the number one benefit of this way of practicing is my sight reading has really, really improved. And my ability to memorize music quickly has improved, because I can more quickly identify like what I'm playing instead of just memorizing shapes or patterns, which is how I learned for a long time. So now it's like I actually know, okay, that's a C, and I know that right away. That's a major chord, and I can move that around. So we had A major, B major, C major. We can move that all over. So it's good to know all these different voicings. So next we go up in position 8 now. So we're playing the top of this bar chord, the standard E shape, I think they call it in Cage, bar chord. So we've got this bar chord, but we're actually just going to play the top 4 strings of it. So we get this C major right here at position 8. So we go C, D minor on the top 3 strings. You could bar that. I bar it for the minor 7 variation, but for just a regular minor, I just use these 3 fingers. So we go C, D, E minor, F major, G7. So here's where we have to come up to that fifth string to get the voicing here. A minor, B diminished, back to C. So we can play pretty much all these voicings anywhere. Like we can play diatonically all the chords in a very close area to each other. Okay, so then we've got one more position to do, which is up here. So we have C, and I have difficulty playing this whole little bar chord here, so I'm just playing 3 strings. I'm going D, D, F, A, and I'm not playing the top D here because without the body of the guitar makes it very difficult to play that D and this D at the same time. You can do it, but it's not worth it. So I just have been using these 3. So it's C, C, D minor, E minor, F major, G7, A minor, E diminished, and then up to C. So C, D minor, E minor, F major, G7, A minor, B diminished, C. Okay, so that's our triads. So now the next level of doing these chord scales in positions like this is doing the sevenths chords. So I'm playing major 7, minor 7, dominant 7, and diminished 7. So full diminished rather than a minor 7 flat 5, just because it's more common in the music that I play to see a full diminished. Okay, so we're going to go back to position 1 now and use the open strings to get our major 7s and minor 7s and everything else. So we had C here. So to make this into a major 7 in an open position, the easiest thing to do is to play a regular C chord, like the open position C chord that you would see in your beginner guitar book, which is actually kind of a hard shape. I don't show beginners this full shape anymore. I actually just start them with this. Now, so you can play a C chord, C, E, G. So you get all the harmonic information from this chord with just one finger. So I find that really helps my young students who have a really difficult time using 3 fingers to make a chord. So like you can play 5, 1, 5, 1, and that gives you a lot to practice with your. It's something very easy. So like even a little kid can do that, or you can use that on a ukulele. Is very versatile to kind of try to reduce all of your chords. Like if you see a G chord like this, that's kind of this is what the beginner instinct is to play. You have to play this whole cowboy G, and that's just a lot for a kid. I've got 4 fingers on here to get this chord, but I can play a G chord with just 3 strings. Actually, that's just a 5th, so I need this 4th string to get the D. So I go G, B, G, D. So there's all of our notes. But so for our 7ths, we're going to start with our C major 7, and then D minor 7, A minor 7. Oops, I got confused. So we go C, D minor 7, E minor 7. Then we have this F major 7 here. G7 is the same. A minor 7, which is your regular A minor shape. And then you just put your pinky on the G here to get the 7. And that now you can move this anywhere. And it's your minor 7 is immovable now in this shape. So this is a good shape to learn. And your 7 is right there. So we go C major 7, G minor 7, E minor 7, which is just the open 4 strings there. F major 7, G7, A minor 7, B diminished, C major 7. Okay, so again, as I was doing that exercise and talking, I wasn't paying attention to the bad habit that we're trying to focus on breaking over the next month or so. And that's lifting my fingers completely off when I'm changing chords. So as we go through this next set with all our fretted notes, try to be really conscious of keeping everything on if it can stay on. Don't take it off the guitar. So we've got C major 7. I'm using the middle strings here to play that, C major 7. And then D minor 7 is, if you know shapes, it's the same shape as your diminished as your dominant chord if your root's on the 5th string, but we can play it here and our root's on the 2nd string. So we've got D minor 7 there. So C major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7, G7, A minor 7, B diminished, C. So you can go up to that A and then back to this B diminished. Or you can go back to this A minor, B diminished here, and then C major there. There's so many options. That's why it's really difficult to know what to practice when you're trying to learn this stuff. Okay, so now our next C major 7 chord starts here. So it's this C that we played earlier, but instead of playing an octave, we play the major 7. So the major 7 is B. So go. So C major 7. Then I grab this D minor 7. E minor 7 is the dominant shape, if you imagine it in shapes. And then we got F major 7. The root's on the 5th string for our F here. So F major 7, G7, A minor 7. We just bar that 5th fret, and that gives us our A minor 7, our B diminished, and then our C major 7. C, D, A minor, F major 7, G7, A minor 7, B diminished, C major 7. Okay, so now we go up to, this is probably my favorite of the, I don't know, I really like this voicing of C major. It's like a closed voicing. here. So we have it's very pretty. So it's the same as what we played here for our C major, except we're dropping this C down to a B. So we get the major 7. So C, D minor 7, E minor 7. If you were going to learn just one position of this chord scale exercise that we've been doing, this is probably, I don't know, it feels like it might be the most useful, just because the voicing kind of happens to work out nicely. So we have C, D minor, E minor, F major 7, G7 there. So our roots on the 5th string, and then we go back here for our A minor 7, up for B diminished, and we're back to C major 7. So this is a really useful, if you're just going to learn one of these 5 positions, this is a good one to start with. And then you can practice your 2-5-1s or your whatever you're working on with these shapes. We're going to do that with shell chords after we do the next. This is the last position that we do. So I just kind of stop when I get up to the body of the guitar here and things get awkward, and then I move back. So we're going to be doing C major 7. So our roots here. So we've got this. C major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7. So we're going to use that movable A minor shape again. So we've got this E minor, and we put the 7 on top. So we go C major, D minor 7, E minor 7, and then we need an F major. So which is up here. So we're gonna go C, C, D minor, E minor, F major. So you can go from this E minor, and you're just gonna move this, your pinky finger from the D, it's gonna stay on this string up to the E. So we go, so we have this F major 7 there, G7, A minor 7, B diminished, C. So if you had been watching the whole time, you would see that we actually are reusing a lot of the same shapes and chords as we move. We're just changing the root a lot of the time just to get these different, like I used this shape back here to play F when I was playing in this position. And up here, it's a C. So just kind of pay attention to where, when you're first learning, where the roots are, and then where the third is, and then start to, I'm trying to learn now where all the tensions are. And that's kind of something I'm not going to practice on stream yet because I'm still really learning it. It's still very new. Okay, so one more time through these chords: C, D minor, E minor, F major 7, G7, A minor 7, B diminished, and then back up to C. So I went to F, we go to C. So, okay. So now we're looking at, this is kind of the newest element of these chords for me, and that's doing shell voicings of the chords. So what we've got here is we're going to start on the 6th string, and we're going to play 2 types of shell chords. We're going to play where it's all the notes are on strings 6, 5, and 4, and then 6, 4, and 3. So we start here with this C major 7. I'll be right back. I just need a 1-minute break. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we're going to go on to practicing our shout chords. Again, we're going to be in C major. So we're going to be playing the 1, 3, and 7. So we're leaving out the 5th. So when we were playing our 7 chords there, we were playing the 5th in there. So here we go. So we're going to be position 7. So we have C, E, B. So we have C major 7. So then you go C, D, E. So we have C major 7. And then we go up to the 10th fret. So we have D, F, A, D, F, A. Gives us our D minor. E minor 7, and then we're going to drop back here and play F major 7. So let's see how we do that. We have to leave an open string here. So that kind of always confuses me a little bit when I'm learning these still, is when I have to use an open string to get that, like here, I'm playing the E, the 3rd, with my first finger, and when I'm playing the F, the open string is giving me that 3rd interval, so I don't need to fret anything there. So we've got 3, 7 to give us our F major 7, and then we're going to go up to the dominant, G7, A minor, and then we're going to use a B diminished, which is this, back to C. So now I just like to go through this a few times. Like I've been working on these shout chords for about a week now. So once I'm a bit more comfortable with it, we'll try to use the metronome and move between them more quickly. But for now, I'm just trying to use the shout chords as kind of a way to get an idea of where all these voicings are on the neck. So we've got C, D minor, E minor, F major 7, G dominant 7. Oops. It's this. Nope, it's that. So like I said, I'm still learning these. C, D, E minor, F major, G dominant, A minor, B diminished, C. So just go through these 3 to 5 times until it starts to feel like I'm getting comfortable with the pattern. And I would recommend whenever you do this, just start in a different key. Like yesterday I was playing in D, and the day before I was playing in G. And I'll just kind of stay in those like first 3 to 4 keys that you've got in Circle of Fifths, and it makes it like a bit more than just memorizing the position. Then you're actually kind of thinking about the intervals and the notes, which is something I have to take extra time to do because I memorize the patterns really quickly, and then I can just play the patterns. And then I'm not actually really thinking about what's going on. I'm just pattern. So playing this way kind of helps you know where everything is in what you're doing. Okay, so the next shell chords that we're going to use are same root, but we change the position of the third. So now the third is down here, is up here, a little bit higher. So we go C major, 7. Then I use these 3 fingers for the minor. So I've got D minor 7, E minor 7, F. Let's see how to play the F here. It's going to be F major 7. There's no open strings now in this one. So for this position, you could play and get the third twice just by having this open A. But you don't need it. You just, there you go. Get your F, your G, is going to be there. There's G7. So we go F major 7, G7, A minor 7, and then again, I'm not playing the shell because we won't get the diminished. I'm actually going to have to use the whole diminished chord again here. And then we can go back to our C. So C major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7, G7, A minor 7, B diminished, C. Go through that one more time. Just make sure it's pretty comfortable. You can see there's a little bit of slowness in here between these 2 chords because I'm still trying to think about this dominant chord here. It's not as natural yet to go from this to this as I would like it to be. So you've got F major 7, G7, and back to A minor 7, B diminished, and C. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing using the 5th string as our root. So that we're actually using the same shapes. They just change a little bit because of the tuning change that we have. Okay, so we've got, with the voicings that are 5, 4, 3, they're exactly the same as this. So it's the same. We start on the C here. We can go up to this C. And I think it sounds better on the 6th string on my guitar. It's a little bit different, but similar. So we've got C, same shape, C major 7, and then we go to the minor, D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7, G dominant, A minor, back here for a B diminished, and then we go up here for our C again. So we've got 1, 3, 7, 1, 1 minor 3, minor 7. Then we have same thing for our E minor 7, F major 7, G7, A minor 7, B diminished, and back to C. Okay, so we'll just go through this pattern one more time just to make sure we really know it. So we've got C, D, E, F, G, A minor, B diminished, and then we go back to C, play our shell chord. Okay, so then the next is the last combination we're going to work on today, just for the sake of time. So we've got C now. Instead of playing the third there, we're going to play the third up here. So it's C, E, B. So it's just a different voicing. Again, I'm not sure which one is nicer. They're gonna have to learn both. So again, this is actually the same shape as we were playing here, but because of the tuning, we just have to bring our pinky finger up a half step when we're going onto the B string, because it's a minor third. I mean, a major third instead of a fourth. So it affects our tuning, or our tuning affects our shapes, I should say. So we've got C. So 1, 7, 3, 1, 7, 1, minor 7, minor 3, I think. Okay, so here's where this exercise can be really helpful, and you can see because I'm stuck. So now instead of trying to look it up, I'm just going to try and work it out, because then I'll remember it better. So we'll try and do that right now together. So I've got this. I want to play. We've got our C major 7. I can remember how to play that. Where I'm struggling now is getting my D minor 7 with that third up here. So I need a D, F is the third, and then an A. So, sorry, that would be the fifth. We need a C sharp or C natural for D minor. So we're going to be back here. So there's our minor. And the dominant is going to be, okay, so got to figure it out now. So we've got 1, 7, 3, 1 minor 7, flat 3. Yep, that's right. Just don't want to be giving fake news here. So then we go up to E, minor 7, F major 7, G dominant, which is, if you know your regular dominant chord, if you're playing the shell voicing version of this chord, you just don't need to put you don't need the fifth. So you can take the fifth off and just play the fifth, third, and fifth, third, and second string. And so you can play with a bar, or you can play without a bar, which is probably better. But back here, it can be kind of awkward to play without a bar. So I'm more comfortable barring that than playing it with 1, 2, 4. Okay. So now that I've figured out all the shapes, we'll actually go through the whole diatonic progression. So we start on C. So we go C, D minor, E minor, F major, G dominant, and then we have our A minor, which I think we can play. Again, the open strings throw me off, so I just have to work this out. So A. We can just play the open strings when we get to the A minor here. So you can go A minor, B diminished. Okay. So you can see like this is not necessarily easy for me to do yet because I'm really used to reading everything. Like I can read a lot more than I can just work through these voicings and try to work out where they are without playing them in a piece. So like this is kind of when you're learning it, it feels slow, feels like it's like very rudimentary. It doesn't feel, like you're making a ton of progress, but this is doing this kind of stuff and really trying to link like my thoughts up with what I'm playing. This is a very helpful practice to get into. And I kind of wish I had started doing this type of stuff a lot earlier. But anyways, so we've got our C major, just 1, 3, 7, or 1, 7, 3 is the actual order of the chord. 1, 7, 3, 1, flat 7, minor 3, 1, flat 7, minor 3, 1, 3, 7, again for our F major. And then we have G dominant, so 1, flat 7, major 3. A minor, B diminished, and then we go back to C. Okay, and that's all of the chord scale-y type stuff that we're going to look at today. So the last thing that I like to practice technique-wise, it's been about an hour and 15 minutes since we started, so we're really warmed up now. I have something called Raynaud's syndrome, so my hands get very cold, so it takes me a long time to warm up. So I like to make sure I'm really good and warmed up before I try to do my alternate picking. So then when we go on to start alternate picking, we're going to start at a comfortable tempo. You don't want to start way, way low and have this take a ton of time, but I say like, if I want to work up to a certain tempo, I'll start about 20 beats per minute below the tempo I'm targeting. So, and then work up in increments of 5 usually, or 4 if I have a lot of time. So today we're going to start at 80 BPM. So I'm going to just get my metronome here on my phone because my cat broke my metronome because he knocked it off the table. So we're going to start with an A major scale. And we're going to use our middle finger and ring finger to pick. So I usually start with triplets for these two and then work up into 16ths because they're a little bit sluggish for me, these two fingers. They're a little bit slower. So we're just going to go alternating the whole time. So you want to stay really relaxed when you're trying to play your scales. And the kind of key thing to playing scales with your fingers like this is you don't want to swing your arm in a circular motion. You want to track your arm. At first, you kind of want to make a really exaggerated tracking motion so that you get very used to moving this way and maintaining the exact same angle of string crossing. Like this way, it should be about a 45-degree angle. If you try to start coming up under the string, you're going to start pulling it away, and then it smacks into the fretboard and makes that really nasty sound that we don't want. So we're just going to make sure we have this angle like this. So you can see the motion's not actually huge, but when you're learning it, it can help to exaggerate it. So that's 3 at 80 BPM. So now we're going to do 4. Okay, so that's pretty comfortable. I like to try and do 2 to 3 with the tremolando. I don't know how to pronounce that word, apparently. That's embarrassing. But so picking each note 3 or 4 times, we're going to start with that and then do just one note, which I find actually easier at higher speed because if I'm trying to repeat, it just makes the scale so long that I'm tired. So it's a bit easier to play quick bursts. So when you're first trying to increase your scale speed, you can even work on just trying to play a burst of 4 notes, for example. Just the first part of the scale. And then play more notes as you go. So if you watch my hand, like it looks like from the camera angle that we're at, that my thumb is kind of behind my fingers, but it is in front. It's just not way out in front, but it is ahead. So make sure that your thumb is kind of the thing I like to get my students to visualize is like making a light fist and then just kind of relaxing. And that's kind of the angle you want so that you can move from your big finger joint, rather than this kind of squeezing motion that is very inefficient. Okay, so now we'll just do 16th notes. Oops. Okay, so that's the first scale I like to do, just a basic major scale. So I'll change keys depending on the day or what I'm doing, but I'm usually practicing G to B, kind of in this area of the fretboard, because it's just kind of more relaxed for me. And I'm really, my biggest issue with my playing is tension and being overly anxious and using too much force. So I'm trying to focus on playing a little bit differently. So now the next scale we're going to do is harmonic minor. So I'm going to do the harmonic minor from the conservatory book. I sometimes use 3 note per string for harmonic minor, but I've been focusing on the conservatory shape just because I want to write the exams and I want to use their shapes for that. But 3 note per string is probably better. So we'll do that for our major scale next. So we're going to use index and ring finger now for this scale. So this is a harder scale to play for our left hand. So we make the right hand combination a little bit easier. So this is an easy combination to use because if you look at your fingers, your index and ring finger are very similar in length. So it's pretty easy to alternate them quickly. So we're going to start, I usually start with 16s, picking 4 times each note. So I'm just going to go, oops, I played in the wrong scale. Okay, so now we've done 4 groups, and now we're just going to do 1 note in 16s. Okay, so that's harmonic minor. And then the next scale that we're going to practice today, we're going to just use 3 scales, and just with each finger combination, we're just going to repeat them as we move up in speed. So the next one for our slow speed today is we're going to just play a D major, but we're going to use 3 note per string for this one. And I'm going to start on this D on the 5th string. So again, I start in 4, index and middle this time. And then repeat that. Oops, missed a string. Okay, so then do that again now just in groups of 4, like 16th notes, only 1 note though. We're not going to play them 4 times. And this is for me the easiest combination because I have been doing index and middle alternation the longest. It's what I started with. And the middle and ring finger are dragging a little bit because you just don't do it as much. And they share a tendon, so it's physiologically impossible to play it as quickly. So we're going to go. Okay, so now that was 80 BPM, and the target I'd like to get to today is 100 for index and middle. I've been trying to break into about 120, but it's not even clean yet. So we'll try to get to around 100 today. So now we're up to 85, and we're going back to playing A major with M and A. So our middle and ring finger, we're going to use alternation. So I start with 3s with triplets because this, again, it's just a bit harder. So I like to make sure I'm really comfortable with my position, and then I'll do the groups of 4. And you're not in a piece gonna encounter a situation where you have to play a scale. You won't be playing long scale passages in pieces. You'll be playing short, quick bursts. So it's good to have the stamina to play this type of thing. But other than playing very specific repertoire or like studies, you're not going to be doing like a 3-octave scale run in a classical guitar piece. It's just not going to happen. So don't get discouraged if you can only play 1 octave to begin with. You can still use that to improve your technique and just slowly build it up. Like start in, like, for example, just to where I would start is I would go quarter notes, just 1 octave of quarter notes, and then 8th notes. And once you can do 8th notes at that tempo, you can try to subdivide into 3. So you're going to be 1, 2, 3. And then once you can do 3, you're going to do 4. So those are kind of the main subdivisions that you're going to be doing. You can do groups of 5 as well, and 6, but they're less common. There's 16th notes, and we're going to do 1 more repetition of that. So now it's just going to be single notes. So there's 1 more time through our A major with middle and ring, okay? So we're just going to go. Okay, so now we're back to C sharp harmonic minor. Oops, I played the wrong scale. Okay, so now we've done 4 note groupings for each note, and now we're just gonna do 16th notes for the whole scale. So again, this is C sharp harmonic minor. And I'm using the root on the 5th string, alternating index and ring. Okay, so we're gonna go, you gotta play the right scale. So for this, with the shift here, you don't want to hear any kind of, you don't want to gliss at all. Like, so when you're playing this harmonic minor, you have to, if I'll play it very slowly, and you'll see here, I have to shift on that 3rd finger. So it's, you don't want that. You want, so that's, needs to be a very quick motion. Okay. Okay, so our last scale for 85 BPM is, hands are cold, D major, 3 note per string this time. So we're gonna go. Oops. Trying to watch my hand because I noticed my thumb is a little bit more under my fingers than I want. So I'm just trying to use the camera here like I used to use my mirror when I was practicing. It's good to use a mirror or a camera like this sometimes because you'll see kind of what your teacher would see. So it's hard to identify mistakes sometimes in your own position because you get a top-down view. So you're not seeing it from this perspective. So again, your thumb, you want it to be out in front of your fingers. So if it kind of rolls under, it's just going to change the angle of your wrist a little bit and slow you down. So we're trying to work on being as efficient as possible here. So we're going to go start on the D, okay, and play a D major. Okay, so one more time through the D major. Okay, so there's our D major scale in 4. So now we're going to do 16th notes, just one note at a time. Okay, so we're going to start with our D major here. So I'm just trying to lighten up my right hand technique a little bit, and I'm just missing because I'm just used to playing with a little bit more tension. So you'll see you just want to relax as much as possible. So on the way back, I was just bringing my right hand a little bit too far away from the strings as I was tracking, and that's why I missed. So I'm just going to try that again. So again, that's not quite as clean on the way back as I would like. So we'll try it again. And it's at these slower speeds like this where you're going to be able to target some of the underlying problems you have in your technique, because as you get faster, it's harder to kind of lock in on exactly what's going on. So we're going to go up to 90 BPM now and back to our A major with middle and ring. So we go back to triplets here to start. So now we're going to do our middle and ring finger again, and we're going to do 4 notes this time per note. Like we're going to play. That's a little bit tricky to do with your middle and ring finger. 90 is sort of about, whoa, my cat just jumped on his chair there. Hey, buddy. The 90 is about as fast as I'm comfortable showing my middle and ring fingers so far. I was doing it at 100 the other day, and it's okay, but it's not tone-wise where I would like. So 90 is roughly grade 8. So we got like a lot of room for improvement, but we're not doing too bad. Okay, so there's 4, and now we're just going to do 16th notes, 1 note. And I find this easier than trying to play it 4 times at this speed, just because my hand gets kind of tired. It's getting tired because I'm too tight. So that's why I don't like to practice that much faster than this, because I'm just building in more tension. It's better to practice slower and then just kind of slowly work up, maybe do some speed bursts at a speed that you can't do, but you don't want to cause tension. There we go. Okay, so we're done with middle and ring now. We're just gonna do the other 2 scales at this speed, and then we're gonna go up to 100, and then we're gonna go on to opus 60, number 7, which is what I'm excited to work on today, piece-wise. Okay, so back to C sharp harmonic minor. with index and ring now. So you want to make sure you're not accidentally brushing extra strings. So you a good exercise to start with at first is definitely planting. So making sure like you're in contact with the string before, so you can hear if I'm playing really slowly, it's quite staccato. You want it to be very staccato, almost as staccato as you can get it at first, so that you have that planting there with your fingers, so that they're ready to go. And as you speed it up, you can't hear the muting anyway. Okay, so now we do 16th notes for the C sharp, just one note per, like we're not going to repeat the notes. I have to look up how to pronounce what that's called so that I don't keep having to say a whole sentence to describe what I'm doing. Okay, so now we're going to move on to index and middle. We're going to play D major now. So we start on D here. Oops. I accidentally switched to harmonic minor there for some reason. Too many scales. Got confused. Okay, so that's pretty good. So we're going to do single notes now, 16th notes for D major. Okay, so there was D major, 3-note per string, at 90 BPM. So now we're going to jump up to 100 BPM. And this is, I think, as fast as I'm going to try and go today. Just because my hands getting a bit tired, and Opus 60 is a lot of right hand. So we're gonna top out at 100 today. So we're gonna go to A major now. We're gonna play an A major scale with our index and middle finger. I mean, index and ring finger. We're not gonna do middle and ring this time because I maxed that out at 90. So you can go a little bit faster with the other two fingers. So I like to play A here because it's the easiest scale for me to play is A major. Just feels very comfortable right here, starting here, and it's the shape I've known how to play for a major scale the longest. It's the first scale that I learned when I started playing. So we're going to start playing in groups of 4. So now we're going to try to do that again. I just kind of whiffed it. I didn't feel the notes were as articulate as they could have been coming back home. So I'm just going to try and really focus on keeping my hand close to the strings when I'm shifting, because there's been a bit of, I've noticed I kind of, as I track, I lift my hand up a little bit away, and then I am not as close to the strings as I am on the way down the scale. So like I should say up. As I go up the scale, I have a good position, and then when I'm coming back, I am compromising my position a little bit, and that's where the mistakes come in. So we're trying to eliminate those sources of error. Okay, so that's 4. So now we're just going to do 16s without playing each note multiple times. So I find this a bit more comfortable because it doesn't require the endurance. So we can kind of just go through this in a burst. Okay, so one more time through A. Okay, so now we've got A. We have one more scale to do today, D major again. So we're going to do that now with our index and middle fingers. 3-note per string this time. I just like 3-note per string scales for major because I can play all the modes really easily by changing just like 1 or 2 of the notes from the major scale, depending on if it's major or minor mode. So that is a lot easier than trying to visualize how they work in other positions. So I've been kind of learning modes that way. Oops. So that's it for scales for today. So that took a little bit longer than I normally spend on this kind of stuff because I was streaming. So I was kind of explaining things as if I was like kind of maybe teaching a little bit. So it won't take you, once you know sort of this like practice routine, it wouldn't take you 2 hours to get through all of this. You can modify it to kind of fit your day. I have been practicing for about 3 hours a day, so that gives me quite a bit of time to spend on technique. When I'm not practicing for 3 hours, my technique is a little bit less long. So you can kind of split stuff up by day rather than trying to do everything every day. You can kind of split it in half. Okay, so now we are going to look at Etude 60, number 7. From Opus 60, number 7 by Carcassi. So this is a pretty famous study, and it's like one of those studies that you see, like, I don't know. Sometimes it's played a little bit too fast, in my opinion. Like you'll see it notated all the way from 70 to up to 120. In the grade 5 book, it's 69 to 84. That's the book I'm practicing it from because it's bigger print. And in my edition of Carcassi, it's 80 to 100. And in Pumping Nylon, it goes up to 120. So you can really play this piece at like a wide range of tempos. And it sounds a little bit different. But as far as learning it, you don't want to start too fast. So we're going to start today at 80. And our goal is to get to playing it at about 100. But we want to make sure that we're kind of working on the rough spots at a really slow for us tempo so that we can make sure to carry that smoothness over. So if I make a mistake, might even stop the metronome a couple times and look at, especially playing this part here with these two fingers, I find gives me a lot of tension in my hand. So I'm just trying to work on cleaning that up a little bit. So it's so it's really, so that's the first phrase. There's no repeat on this, but because it has, the part that I'm finding difficult is going from here. I've got my first finger on E and my second finger on A, and I need to go to play D, A, F, but I need to use my third and second finger here, or third and first, depending. So it creates, it's a common position because you're usually playing it with 1 and 2, but to play it with 2 and 3, it's just a little bit uncomfortable. That's better. So let's try that again at 80. So just a little bit rhythmically awkward in that last phrase there. It's got to be really tight. It's going to be like that. Okay, So now we're going to look at the next part of the piece. And sometimes I break this up. And sometimes I'll play the whole part from the repeat sign to the end. So it depends on how I'm feeling about the piece. This is a piece that I've learned like a couple times over the years. I've been working on it for a couple weeks again. It's been after about 2-3 years of not looking at it. So it's something that you can look at different phases in your guitar playing, and you'll get very different things out of it. So just kind of be aware of that with these types of pieces. You can always keep going back to them. Oops. There we go. So as far as this part, I want this to be very clear, this F sharp. And sometimes I just don't quite place my third finger on the D string quite where I want it. So it's something to kind of like even take this out of time and just kind of look at these like chords on their own. So like because then you have to come back and it's a little bit awkward. So you've got A7, and then you're going to go up and play this C sharp here. And then you can just come. So you can practice just the chord progression on its own without any of the melody or the harmony or anything, and just try to kind of get used to, especially for me, coming from here to here is a very difficult, I find that movement difficult. So you see, I had to adjust. The first time I did that, I kind of missed and then had to adjust a little bit. And like with a piece like this, you can't be doing that. You'll hear the gap kind of in between where the chord needs to come. And it will be especially obvious the first few times you start recording yourself with something like this. You'll think it's a lot further ahead than it actually is. Oops. Oops, that didn't sound very good. That run is kind of where is the most difficult part of the piece. It's pretty easy to play the rest of this really fast. Where you run into difficulty here is with the legato, and like you don't want it to be, which I was kind of just like, it's right. It's not. You have to be kind of mindful of that type of thing. So I'm just gonna adjust my metronome up now because I'm pretty comfortable playing it at 80. So I think we'll go up to 90 now for a little bit. Okay, so 90. So I'm going to start with the first section again. Might play it a couple times and then move on to the harder part of the piece, just to kind of get my fingers used to the speed of playing. So we've got that was a bit smoother than at 80. I find this piece is like easier to play kind of like in the sweet spot, kind of between like 90, 95 for me. Like as it's slower, it's a bit harder. And as it's faster, it's a bit harder. The other thing to be mindful of is that that has to be, make sure that that's 16th notes and not gallopy. Like because of the fingering that we modern guitarists are using, where we're playing AMI, it's really easy to kind of create this kind of gallopy thing where there's a pause between your thumb and your ring finger. And like I've read in like some analysis of this stuff that it might not have been fingered this way when it was written. Just so like they might have been doing it IM. So there wouldn't be that tendency to gallop there. But because we're doing this fingering in a way that kind of leads into tremolo, that's a common problem with tremolo, is that unevenness. And it's one of the things I still struggle with my tremolo. Oops. So I just want that to be more articulate here, this D sharp, like that. So that felt comfortable at that speed. So I want to move up to kind of the speed that I want to get the piece to for performance, which is 100. So now we've got 100 BPM on the metronome now. Oops, so I accidentally hit 2 strings there, and I don't want to do that. So just be careful to only hit the strings you're aiming for. Okay, so I want to go through the first part again here. Oops. Oops. So you can see I'm making a few more mistakes here as I get towards the tempo that I'm trying to get to. So that's why it's so good to practice it slowly, so that like when we get to this speed, like we're not repeating mistakes or making mistakes and then ingraining them. Oops, so it's So you can see like there's just in between 90 and 100, like I feel like I wasn't really making mistakes at 90, and up at 100, there's like a few missed notes, maybe a few kind of like unpleasant sounds. So we'll keep it at 100. And we'll try it again. See, for some reason at the higher speed, I'm accidentally hitting the B string sometimes with my A finger. So that's still a little rough here, like. So it's between here and this A7. Has to be right on time. See, that's I think I need to actually take that part out of time and look at it here, because as I'm getting to the metronome speed that I want, I'm not playing this section cleanly. So I want to kind of go back to, if you're trying to learn this piece yourself, it would be measure 21. So we've got that same A minor that we've had kind of throughout the piece. And so usually in this piece, I've been playing this A with my third finger, but you actually want to use 2 so you can get to this bar chord with 3 on the D more easily. So that's kind of where I think kind of the muscle memory is not quite built in enough. So again, very slowly, that's just. So that needs a bit more work. I made the mistake even very slowly. So it's really going from where the issue is. So that you want to take apart. Okay, so see, so you're using 1 and 2, 3 and 2, 4. Okay, so that's actually when you take it apart, you see kind of how quickly you can work the kind of problem area up. In the past, like when I was trying to get through something like this the first time, for example, like if I had trouble with this part, I would still just go back to the beginning and practice all the way from the beginning through all the stuff that I could mostly play, get to the hard part, screw it up once, and then kind of go back to the beginning. So what you want to do is like go through the piece at a speed you can get through, and then as you take it up in speed, like if there's a spot where you're consistently making mistakes, you want to slow that right down to its components so that now we know, like, this is the finger and I was having trouble with, going from this E minor type thing. I think it's, or I might be wrong about the chord, but anyway, going from this shape to this, I was having a little bit of difficulty with that fingering. So just kind of practicing that for a few minutes. Now I can do it really without looking at the guitar or thinking about it too much. But you can see as I shift back, I'm still holding a lot of tension in one. So I think we can do that even more evenly and nicer if we just kind of take all the tension out of one as we go back so that it's not doing any work. Because if we bring it back and it's doing work, like that's kind of my bad habit is doing extra work, and it means you're working harder to kind of play the same thing. Okay, so we're going to go through this one more time, and then we're going to go on to a fun little divertimento by Giuliani next, which is, I've been working through Opus 40. Okay, so. So see, still just a little uncomfortable with that change, but we'll get it. Oops. Oops. So I just got a bit tense there. And that tension there in that last part is like part of an old bad habit, because most of those intervals in this second part of the piece are actually quite easy to play with your left hand. It's just if you're holding extra stuff is where you start to run into problems, especially at 100 BPM for me, which is what we're doing now. There we go. So that was 100. So I think for fun, we might try going up to 105. I was going to say 110, but then I thought better of it. So we'll try this now. 105, we'll just go through the piece, and if we make a mistake, we'll just keep going. Oops. I played the wrong part. Okay, and then for the repeat. So yeah, with this piece, there's just a few things I need to tighten up, but it's really close to where I want it. The next thing that I would want to work on without the metronome, once this is all tight in time, is working on trying to vary the volume and dynamics a little bit. So more something like. So I want all of the adjustments in tempo and volume to be intentional. So I want to start really loud and get a little bit quieter. And then I want to play the right chord. So focusing on all of this at once. Let's see if we can do it. Make sure that's really tight. Okay, so that is enough of Opus 60 for today. I think I have made a lot of progress on this piece even today. There's like still work to be done, but we're getting closer to where I would like things here with that piece. So now I got a couple more pieces I want to look at today. A Divertimento by Giuliani and Sarabande by Devise, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly again. My European pronunciations are I don't know anybody who says these names correctly, so I should probably look up how to say them if I'm going to be streaming. So with Giuliani, this is Opus 40. So I've been working on like some of these pieces for quite a while. A video I made for my channel that didn't get nearly as many views as I had hoped it would at the time because I worked really hard on it was the Divertimento in Book 6 by Giuliani from the RCM books. Let me see if I have that book beside me and I can say, yeah, which one it is, because I'd like to relearn it. Number 12. So this one is number 11 that I'm going to be playing now. So this is Opus 40, number 11. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm gonna go through this now with the metronome a couple times and then without the metronome, just because I want to work more on the dynamics in this piece rather than the speed is not so much the issue. So we've got, just gonna check my tuning since the temperature has changed in here a little bit. So it's this is this part is the part that I've been making a mistake on the fingering. So it's got to be 2, 3, 4 for the fingering there. I'm making a mistake there. I'm skipping the A. Okay, so here we go. You have to play this note with 4 so you can get back to the D7 in time. Am I playing? There's a missing note somewhere because I have this in that funny place where it's almost memorized, but it's not memorized yet. So okay, so you want to use fingering wise 1. You could use 2, 3, 4, or 1, 3, 4. Either way works, I guess. So that part just needs a little bit of polishing. So if we start back at measure 1, we're just going to go. So I think this is a good example of how I was saying earlier. I need to work on keeping my left hand closer to the strings. So the thing I want to work on in this piece, now that I have a feeling for the rhythm, I need to focus on the dynamics and really trying to draw those out more. So we start with piano, and then measure 3, we go forte, and then back to piano. So I want to try to work on actually following those directions really carefully. So let's try to do that now with this playthrough. I'm going to go a little bit slower so that this feels comfortable. So. So I forgot to go loud there. So I need to start. Oh, hello. Someone said hi in the chat. Thank you. Hello. Thanks for joining me. I'm working on Divertimento. It's a set of these, Opus 40. This is number 11 by Giuliani. I'm just working on the dynamics here. I want to start piano. Oops, it's Thank you for subscribing. So I want to try to exaggerate those dynamics more. So I'm pretty happy with how that sounded, except for kind of losing my train of thought at the end there. Um, so I'm trying to follow the markings in this piece a little bit more deliberately, because I would say the last time I was working on stuff around this level, I was more just trying to get the notes out, which wasn't necessarily the best thing for my musicality. I think the best thing for that was going back and playing stuff from like grade 1 to 3 for like a couple of years. It really helped me progress a lot more quickly than trying to grind away at like level 6 to 8 stuff. So this is piano, which I have this guitar is quite loud. So I have to really exaggerate the piano. So that's going to forte and then back to piano. So we want that to be. Okay, so now we're going to go back to something a little bit earlier. This is a Renaissance piece. Actually, when I started playing guitar, I wanted to play lute. And I found lute much harder than guitar because you can't get a teacher in Canada. So it's really difficult to learn. So like I went to a clinic at a university a few years ago and actually learned how to tune it and stuff. So like I can actually practice it a little bit, but it's much harder than guitar and it doesn't really sound good with nails. So I've been focusing mostly on guitar. But this is a piece for lute, I would imagine, because it's quite old. 1531 to 1590 was the composer, Neusiedler. So it's going to be. making a mistake here at the end where something I've kind of talked about throughout the stream is lifting my fingers off the guitar when I'm trying to play chords. And I actually want to try to, like, especially in this first phrase, the first 4 bars, I really should have my second finger on the F sharp almost the whole time. So this is a piece that I've kind of gone back to over the years. It was the first piece that I learned from the Royal Conservatory books. So it's one I've been playing for like 8 years, probably. So it definitely has sounded increasingly better over the years. It was the first thing I ever tried to record on video, and it actually took me another year to actually post anything because I thought I sounded where I was a year later. And that's every few months now, I feel like I've improved enough that I don't want to show what I used to have, but I just leave it up in case, it's up, it's out there. And I try not to worry about my mistakes. Okay, so that's that piece. It's in pretty good shape. I wouldn't mind doing a new video of it for the channel, like with my better camera. This is just my webcam. I'm just trying to get in the habit of streaming, and if I get more comfortable with it, I might try to get a better setup eventually. Okay, so this next piece has taken me a lot longer to learn than other stuff recently, because of the timing of the eighth notes. This is Sarabande by Robert Devise. So we're in A minor. Well, A harmonic minor, I think. So there's no rest there. It just goes straight back. So I need to. So it's just going to go. So. So it's. And so it's going just to an F from this G. So go. So it's. I find this fingering a little awkward. I don't know why I'm adding a rest there. It's just going to go straight back into this A minor. That's about what we want. So that's what I'm looking for tempo wise. so this is getting closer to where I would like I said, when I started this piece a couple weeks ago, the kind of like swung eighths basically that it wants is something I'd never really done before. So I found this rhythm really hard to kind of adjust myself to. So the eighth notes are swung, but the quarter notes, they're on time. So it's kind of hard to go in and out of that rhythm for me. Like if I was just playing a scale, like I can swing it not too badly, like for someone that doesn't play jazz, but like it took some getting used to. So that's what we're looking for with this piece here, is just kind of keeping that rhythm nice and consistent throughout. Oops. Okay, so I think that's enough of that for today. I just want to play for 10 or 12 more minutes to get to 3.5 hours, and then I think I'll be done for the day. I just wanted to get my Christmas book out. Which I need to go get from the other room. So I'll be right back. I'm back. I got my Christmas music. I wanted to just, for the last 10 minutes of the stream, play a Christmas carol to wrap up. Okay, so this is Hark the Herald Angels Sing, arranged by James Akers. He has a couple Christmas carol books that I got, and they're actually pretty good. So if you like the arrangement, it's James Akers. So I'm just gonna read this. So I'm not sure how to finger this. I'm not sure if I want to go. I think I'll play this all with my thumb. Because then I can alternate here my thumb and my fingers on the melody. There we go. But okay, so since I'm just learning this, we're not gonna rush through it. So I want to take my time to make sure I don't develop any bad habits when I'm learning the piece. So, like coming back to it again tomorrow, it'll be that much closer to, we've got almost a month till Christmas, so still got some time to work on our Christmas carols. So this first part, I'm gonna finger 2, 1, 2, and then the open D string, because that's what I'm gonna be. Actually, that's how they've written it, open, but I'm gonna finger it because that's how I play it in the next measure, and then it'll sound more consistent. So let's go like this. I am I. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna just drag my thumb. So it's. So it's. So so we've got that octave, but it's not an octave, it's a unison. So we go G sharp for that one G there. Or so. No, it's da. So it's. I'm gonna do a hammer on there, like a. So I want to play this with 2. Play the C with 2, and then you've got that right there. So really, the whole thing is in second position. So I was kind of thinking in first position, and like that's why I'm kind of screwing up where my hands are. But if we actually just kind of look at it nice and slowly, we can see that the whole piece is in second position, and it's really not all that bad, especially if we add that slur in here. It makes it a lot easier for the right hand. So we're just going to go through this again now. So as far as right hand fingering goes, I like to alternate my ring finger and middle finger quite a bit in terms of getting like a nice tone. So that's kind of, I'm more concerned about like getting a really nice tone than like the optimal fingering sometimes. So sometimes I'll repeat fingers, like I'll use A more than once in a melody if I have time to. Like obviously in an arpeggio piece like Carcassi that we were working on earlier, you can't do that. You gotta use a fingering that works ergonomically. But for something that's kind of easy like this, we can try to do what sounds really good. So so this note stays static. I don't know why I'm not. So it's so it's just a minor third. It's we go and then so we've got this, then the minor third, unison. I wouldn't mind trying to play that with a bit of a mute. So that's a technique I think I'm gonna try and work on a little bit with this piece, is palm muting, because I'm not very comfortable doing that. Just kind of the position of my right hand for scales in arpeggios is very different. So I'm trying to kind of just mute the strings here a little bit on the back by the bridge. But anyway, that's 3.5 hours of streaming today. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think pieces went well. We made some progress. Thank you to everyone who joined in and liked, and I got a subscriber, which is great. So I'll be back again in a couple days. So enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers.